Hey everybody, Derek again with Programming with Derek, and I want to talk to you about networking. I'm not talking about the type to connect computers together, although that's a lot of fun too. I am talking about getting out, getting to meet people. 1 in 4 people are afraid of public speaking, and by extension, a lot of those same people are afraid to simply introduce themselves to somebody new without another person coming in and saying, "Oh, hey, this is Derek, this is Ann. Oh, nice to meet you," that kind of a thing, and somebody else coming in and breaking the ice. Guys, prior to programming, I did customer service, I did field sales, I've introduced myself to literally thousands and tens of thousands of people by phone, in person, probably thousands of people quite easily in a professional environment. And it's not that hard. I saw an article recently, and it's talking about all these different ways to break the ice. If you could be a superhero, which superhero would you be? And all of these questions that, me personally, if somebody came up and asked me that out of the blue and I didn't know them, I would look at them kind of goofy. This is how you do it. So you're at a conference, you're in a waiting room, you're sitting there on the bus. It doesn't matter. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Throw yourself out there. It's not scary. It really isn't. It goes like this. You go up to a table and you see that there's open spots around the table, and you go, "Hey, is anybody sitting here? May I join you?" And they'll go, most of the time, "Yes, please join me." Okay, so every now and then they'll say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I got other people that are already joining me and we don't have any room." But they're cool about it, so no big deal. You'll move on to the next table. You introduce yourself to somebody else. That's how it works. And again, most of the time, you'll only have to go once because if at all, and normally you won't even have to go once. I just went to a conference in Wisconsin Dells called That Conference. If you are not familiar with it and you like technology of any kind, go to it. It's next year. It's in August, at the beginning of August, in Wisconsin Dells at the Kalahari Resort. You get to play on water slides. It's a great thing for family. Anyway, I digress. So you've gone up, you've met this person, they've invited you to sit with them, and you show an interest in them then. You don't say, "Hey, this is my life story. Let me tell you all about all of the stuff that I'm doing." Don't start with that. Show interest in them. And so you do something like, "Hey, where are you coming from?" Wisconsin Dells, not a big place. Little tiny place. Lots of tourist stuff going on. So you go there, and instead people are coming from Chicago, down south, mostly regional, Eau Claire, La Crosse, places like that. So kind of close by, Madison, Milwaukee, that type of thing. But so then you ask them, "So what kind of work do you do? Are you in programming? Are you in robotics? Are you in..." That kind of a conference, people can literally be into anything. Or they could just be a family member that's coming in and they're doing, it doesn't matter. So you ask them questions and you find common ground. And so, for instance, for me, I talked to a lot of people that were into SQL. And I would ask them, most of the time, I would go, "Hey, how do you document your database?" By the way, about 9 times out of 10 on that one, I got laughter. Not even a documenting database? No, just laughter. And they would ask, "What documentation?" So on that note, if you have any ideas, please let me know. Go ahead and put a comment in there. But once you've found common ground, it's easy. You just keep talking. You've made a new friend. Maybe you just know them for that meal. Maybe you go ahead and go out to coffee with them if you met them in a waiting room, or you say, "Hey, I'd love to talk about this more," and you ask to meet them for dinner later or coffee later or whatever it is. Or it could just be that one time. So go out, have fun with it, introduce yourself to some people, and keep learning. Like it, comment on it, subscribe to my channel. Please, I would appreciate it greatly. And again, keep learning.